For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins, the eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
On the back of the announcement and the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with NPLSA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given a professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
Ladies and gentlemen, Football South Australia and Adelaide City welcome you to Adelaide City Park for the RAA National Premier League game between Adelaide City and Adelaide Comets. The game is scheduled to begin at 2:30 p.m. Lineup for today for Adelaide Comets: number 1 Daniel Vaughan, number 5 Max Chandler, number 10 Anthony Mudler. number 14, Aladdin Irabona, number 17, Ethan Kakasiris, number 18, James Allenberger, number 21, Nicholas Kotomopoulos, number 22, Insung Park, number 23, Nicola Stojanovic, number 66, Shiranis Lucy. On the bench, number 30, Jake Dorsey, number 8, Nicholas Robertson, number 13, Thomas King, number 24, Vanayotis Kalaris, number 27, Harry Thomas, and number 99, Yanni Sabonsic. And for Adelaide City, number 1, John Hall, number 4, Lewis Pillow, number 5, Noah Smith, number 7, Daniel Basham, number 12, Nicholas Franchisi, number 14, Vivian Sabini, number 20, Yuki Kitano, number 22, Juan Perez, number 23, Devan Tetuamana, number 25, Louis Laurie Lantancio, number 46, Oliver Weston. On the bench, number 11, Bruce Kamal, number 21, Terence Smith, number 28, Luca Ullman, number 34, Leon Kasusa, number 41, George Zacharias, and number 70, Leon Petropoulos. Gentlemen, please welcome to the field of play Adelaide and Adelaide Comets for round 17 of the RAA.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome here to Adelaide City Park for round 17 of the men's RAA NPL here in South Australia. Adelaide City versus Adelaide Comets this afternoon in what is a big clash for both of these sides in order to try and get into the top 6 for finals. Both sides walking out onto the field of play. Adelaide City in their home black and white stripes, Adelaide Comets in their away kit of white. We'll go through the starting lineup, starting with the home side of Adelaide City. 2 changes in the starting lineup. Lewis Kylo and Binyam Kabidi come in, while Fergus Lynch drops down to the bench. Matt Dorber as well, dropping out completely of the matchday squad. For Adelaide Comets, only the one change. Jake Ellenberger coming in for his starting debut, and Nicholas Robinson dropping down to the bench. Nicholas Vitanios on the bench last week, dropping down to the matchday squad completely. And new signing Thomas King from Seaford Rangers comes in for his Adelaide Comets debut, possibly, if he is to come on off the bench. Both captains there, the 2 goalkeepers, John Hall and Daniel Vaughan, with our refereeing staff of Isabella Cooper in the middle, with assistant referees Paula Orlandi and Ibrahim Saidi. As we said, a big clash for both of these 2 sides. I'm your commentator, Seb O'Neill, and for 2 days in a row, I'm joined by Front Page Football's Christian Marchetti. Christian, good to see you again. A long double header for us, but excited for this one too.
It's an 18-hour double header, so looking forward to this one. We had a very important game in the WNPL last night for the relegation battle there, and now we've got an important game in the run home for finals football. So I think the winner today is going to put themselves. It's going to definitely increase their chances of getting into that top 6. For Comets in particular, actually, to cut that gap. It's, 6 points right now between them and Adelaide United in 6th. So very, very important game for them today.
This the first game of the rounds in the NPL. All games being played today. This the only one at 2:30. 3 p.m. games. Raiders versus Modbury in a big relegation clash there, possibly. Adelaide United versus Para Hills and Campbelltown Croydon, all at 3 p.m. We're getting underway a little bit earlier here, but we'll keep you updated with those games as they kick off in about half an hour. But our focus sits here for Adelaide City versus Adelaide Comets. Jaden Labasso to take kick-off and get us underway here in Oakton. Already the long ball forward going out for a throw.
And we're talking about this off air before the game, but there's some added spice with a few ex-players on either side. Which, to be honest, we have a lot of in this league, but it's always nice to point it out.
That's a long ball forward. That's going to come right for our scaffold. Two days in a row now.
Yeah.
Happened last night too.
Yeah, we had one of those last night.
Adelaide Comets currently sitting in 9th place. Adelaide City in 4th. And Comets really just wanting to extend that gap from those bottom 3 of Para Hills, Modbury and Adelaide Croatia Raiders, really, to try and force those 3 into a relegation battle and keep themselves well out of the question.
And the stat which really jumps off the page when you look at... Hold on a second here, Seb.
Will be called for offside. Go ahead.
Stat that jumps off the page, the Adelaide Comets in their season so far is the 15 goals scored in 16 games, which is definitely underwhelming for a team with the quality in attacking areas like they do have, the likes of Labasso, Irabona.
Long ball going down the wing for Adelaide City. Does have options in the centre, does Laurie Latanzio. It's a good cross. Just flies past that back post there.
Looked like Kabidi was in 2 minds there, whether to try and latch onto that and really commit himself to the ball. Maybe thought Laurie Latanzio was shooting. First promising attack of the afternoon.
Daniel Vaughan with the goal kick. 5 clean sheets so far for him in the league this season. Probably the standout performance coming not in the league, but in that cup match against Metro, which then they unfortunately lost, but really just showing his quality as one of the best goalkeepers in the NPL this season.
Absolutely, and then you've got a man with tons of experience and quality in himself in John Hall at the other end. So, yeah, 2 of the better operators in the league in net today on either side.
That's well won back as Comets try to look forward. Will be headed away by Lewis Kylo. and out for a Comets throw. Ladner Bonner with the throw. As we said, a former Adelaide City player. Ball put out wide by Ellenberger, just cut out. A starting debut for him this afternoon. It's a nice run through midfield there and puts it right through for Yuki Kitano. It's well placed. Is that a foul by Matt Chandler? It is, and not only that, but a booking as well for the Canadian.
Yeah, from my angle, looked like he definitely had a tug there with Yuki Kitano. How about Noah Smith, though? Just beating Ellenberger deep in his defensive half and then driving into midfield. It's a great ball as well in behind to Kitano, and I believe it was his debut last week, Noah Smith, in the win against Modbury, and he looked very, very solid, very sharp in the centre of defence. But also someone who has played as a fullback for most of his career, so he's got that ability to offer some progressive passing and some quality on the ball as well.
It's almost unfamiliar for him. You expect him to play in that fullback role, but when you have someone as sort of burst on the scene like Oliver Weston, you can't really displace him.
True.
Free kick for Adelaide City here after that foul on Yuki Kitano. Doesn't really come to anything initially, and in fact will just roll all the way out for another throw on that far side.
And it'll be interesting because the Adelaide City centre-halves last week had to deal with Francesco Scamizzi, who isn't so much of a target man, but is more of that shorter, sort of faster option up front, and it's probably similar today with what Comets are offering in someone like Jaden Labasso. So probably, again, a matchup which suits, as Comets try and get in behind there, but suits kind of someone like Noah Smith with his speed.
Just losing the ball there was Kurikwamana, the second of their mid-season signings from Para Hills. Ellenberger again, his touch just taking you out of play.
Kurikwamana, yeah, his second stint at the club. And I think was more of a winger when he was first sort of coming up the ranks, and then kind of morphed his game to be a bit more of a central midfield player now.
That's a good ball down the wing for Jaden Labasso. Has Aladdin Irabona behind him if he does want to use him. Instead cuts it back into the centre. It's not a bad effort from Kakafiris. John Hall, though, probably too tall more than anything just to really let it go away from him. Happy to take it slow out from the back as well, our City. They are on a slight roll at the moment. Playford and Modbury, their last two matches, they've both won. Adelaide Comets, though, only the one win in their last 5 matches, and that was away against Para Hills. That first game against Para Hills as well was one they lost at LJ Hooker Myland Sports Park. And they started the season off pretty promisingly, especially at a new home as well, after having to be either playing at the Athletic Stadium or at Surface FM for quite a few years.
Oh, that's a yellow card.
It's another booking early on in the match for Nikola Stojanovic. One apiece, less than 7 minutes in.
It's twice now. Adelaide City have been able to penetrate pretty easily in the central area, forcing one of the Comets players to make, I guess, a tactical foul. We call those ones. Yeah, Adelaide City, a couple of wins on the bounce after having a pretty rough sort of month or so.
That's another foul there in midfield.
Yeah, I would say that the game last week, I was there, the Modbury Adelaide City game, probably told us a bit more about Modbury and what was, in all honesty, a pretty poor performance from them than maybe Adelaide City. But away from home, got the goal, didn't really give up much at all defensively, so a win's a win and you move on.
Another goal kick for Daniel Vaughan to take. Header is won by a teammate. Irabona just applying the pressure on Kylo. And a short one from John Hall there, nearly just leaving it a bit loose. Kurukramana looks and nearly finds the ball for Laurie Latanzio.
I think he looked onside to me, where I am. Laurie Latanzio, but honestly, it's a good start to the game from Adelaide City. They're knocking the ball about pretty well here.
They've got a corner here.
Looking comfortable.
To just put it into the area. It's a good delivery right into the centre. Headers down and sort of just bouncing about until it can be contained by Mavrolan Bardos. Goes forward to Ellenberger and goes first time for Labasso. Maybe was just forced to play that ball more than anything. But have a second effort here. Labasso finds Irabona in a bit of space. Has Kabidi right on him, the two number 14. Ball comes into the centre and it somehow just slipped in from across. And Comets have found the opener.
Was it Kilo at the near post? I think he's gone to clear it and it's come off the side of his boot. Yeah, slight deflection. And you think John Hall, his momentum's going one way and the ball's going another. Yeah. It's difficult to stop it. Parries it in and just, I've done it again, Seb. I was just talking about how Adelaide City have made a really good start to the game. And the Adelaide Comets have taken the lead somewhat against the run of play.
So I would imagine that goes down as a Lewis Kylo own goal.
Yeah.
More than anything, but for Comets, that is a very precious lead they have at the moment.
Huge, because, and we're getting the sense here from the technical area as well, that's probably, they haven't been too pleased with their start either, but you get the lead, and we talked about it before, they haven't scored many goals this season as well, so you get a goal away from home, you take the lead, now they've got something to hold on to, something to build from. Changes the whole complexion of the game now. Interesting sort of next 10 minutes now for the home side, Adelaide City. How do they respond to that setback?
That one just held out by Matt Chandler there. Just heading around the grounds, we're looking over at the WNPL. Campbelltown City 1-0 up against West Torrens Burkalla with a 4th minute goal there at Steve Woodcock Sports Centre in the WNPL, which for the club here in the WNPL,
the hits just keep on coming.
Terrible news.
Yeah, not a good couple of minutes for an Adelaide City supporter.
Salisbury Inter and Adelaide Union, the WNPL kicking off at 3 p.m. That one up at the Summit in Mount Barker, and Metro United against Adelaide Comets at 5 at TK Shutter as a part of a doubleheader with Metro Stars. Their game at 8 p.m. tonight against West Torrens Burkalla. Free kick for Adelaide City. Just over 10 minutes in. Just sort of lifted in more than anything. An interesting technique.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I think, actually, really good keeping by Daniel Vaughan. He was quick off his line there. Comets bench really wanted that early release as well, once he got the ball in his hands. Not sure if they've identified something maybe during the week that can they try and get Labasso or Ellenberger one out with one of the centre backs with an early release from the goalkeeper.
Luic looks for the long ball. Headed away, but still kept with the team in white. Just looking down the wing here is Min Song Park. Oh. Comets still have it, cross into the centre, straight to John Hall.
Yeah, Vaspar has just yelled out to Ollie Weston there. Something like that can lead into a goal when you're 2-0 down, trying to clear the ball. Can't take any chances.
Oliver Weston, as we said, a bit of a breakout star for Adelaide City. Has started in every single one of their games this season. Probably wasn't really on the radar of most of, if any of us, before the season started, as we see a free kick in midfield there.
Well, I mean, he's done that well that you've signed an A-League player, essentially, in Noah Smith, but you signed him to play in a different role, and hasn't been able, well, he's not displacing your young player that you've brought through the ranks in Ollie Weston. So that's a testament to how well he's been. That's a simple way to really look at it. That he's kept his spot despite a signing like that. So very, very impressive.
Good work from Karkafiris there, and does well to find the ball wide. Park. Just a lifted cross into the middle, and again, the height of John Hall helps him out there. It
was good work by Karkafiris, but I think Binyam Kabidi got beaten way too easily there. Got to stand your ground. Your body gets caught square like that. It's just easy for the opposition player to go around you.
That one won back by Comets. Looking better since they've gotten that goal.
Yeah, and Adelaide City seem a little bit rattled to me, Seb, after conceding.
Ball comes in, but it's curving away.
There's a bit of tension coming from the technical area as well. Frustration. Should mention as well, they've still got a few players out. So we see this attack play out.
Vaughan takes the easiest option out just to relieve stress on his side.
Better safe than sorry. But yeah, they've obviously, particularly in that midfield, a bit of a rejig as well. Not just the signing of Kurukamana, but Nicholas Francese playing in midfield.
That's a nice ball over the top for Catano, but he was offside.
Due to, of course, likes of Nicholas Bucco and Paddy Karacha.
We did see...
Yeah, we saw going through their paces before the game, so anyone wondering, tuning in, I'm assuming they'll be back in action before too long.
Slip there leaves Comets open to continue to play on. Economopoulos goes wide. Now with Athan Karkafiris, another cross coming in. And again, John Hall up to the task to capture.
He's got a nice delivery on him, doesn't he, Karkafiris? Really whips in those crosses. John Hall's done a really good job, actually. Start to the game of claiming those crosses.
Kurukamana just driving through the midfield there.
It's been a bit of that for Adelaide City so far in the attacking areas. Just that final pass being a little bit overhit, going through to Daniel Vaughan.
Labasso finds himself wide as he puts in a cross. Cleared away right in the penalty spot. Nice dainty passes right on the edge of the box there. Labasso was looking for that far post to just curl it in.
So I think that's the 59th shot he's taken this season. I was looking at that on the stats yesterday. Taking the most shots out of anyone in the league, I believe.
3.38 average per 90.
Yeah.
I have that in my stats too.
There you go. There you go.
And Yuki Katano actually equal second alongside Amlani Tatu. He has roughly 3.11 average per 90.
I also saw, but Lurilo Latanzio's, he's like outperforming his expected goals by like 5 goals or something this season. He's been extremely clinical, so it's good to see.
And just while we are, I guess, hold that chat for a second. Here's Brissan. Brissan was on his left foot. Only cleared as far as Kurukamana. The ball to Laurie Latanzio just doesn't reach, but a second go for Fian Kurukamana. Weston elects to go back to Noah Smith. Just caught off guard there, really just trying to keep it. And a foul conceded.
Yeah, Adelaide City have not been bad by any means, and have been pretty cohesive going forward, but we're yet to really see Daniel Vaughan actually tested, which will be the concern right now for Vas Parhas and his coaching staff.
With this result standing as it is, Adelaide City remain in 4th place, in front of Playford and behind FK Beograd. Comets go to 8th, 3 points in front of West Torrens Burkalla, and like we said before, giving themselves a gap a bit to that bottom 3 of Para Hills, Modbury and Croatia Raiders, those final 2 playing in about 5 minutes' time.
And we're Adelaide City, the position that they're in at the moment, and you can chuck Croydon, Beograd, Playford, Adelaide United, Campbelltown, all those teams in that logjam from kind of 2nd to 7th at the moment. It's one of those things, a little bit, the A-League table is a little bit like this as well, where if you can win 3 games in a row at this stage of the season, you're pretty much in. You lose 3 in a row and you're out. You know, it's a fine line. Every game really does matter right now. So it's good for us. Extra excitement every game.
Corner coming out of that. Some nice passes played there just before by Adelaide City, but at least for them, they still get a set piece out of it.
It's that build-up play and that the combinations in and around the box have been fine so far for Adelaide City. It's just about actually getting some shots on goal and testing Dan Vaughan.
Corner from Daniel Brissan here. Goes short to Laurie Latanzio. That's a high ball in. Be surprised if this really comes to anything. Bouncing about, though, and cleared away.
They really love a corner routine, don't they? Ooh.
Another giveaway. Labasso manages to keep the ball somehow there with about 4 or 5 around him.
Oh, lovely touch.
And that's a late one from Kura Kromano, which will result in the 3rd booking of the match already in exactly 20 minutes.
Well, we had 3 bookings already.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 for Comets.
Oh, yeah, of course.
One for City there and Kura Kromano.
Great touch by Alan Lirabona there in the build-up. That's superb. If you try it out and you pull it off, no problem. If you try it out and you get the ball away, not so much. But
him and Anthony Mavrolambardos on this free kick. Wouldn't put it past to go direct, in all honesty. Would be ambitious, but wouldn't be surprised.
I'm surprised I haven't got a left footer maybe in swing in this. Let's see.
Irabona does deliver it into the area and just didn't really work out. Fell to the wrong people. Still with it though, our Comets.
Yeah, I reckon angle like that, you may be better off. I don't know if Kakafira's can hit a good free kick. We've seen him with the crossing, but
exactly,
just the in-swinging it with the left footer, getting it in between the keeper and the pack of players, that's where you want it.
That's that sort of awkward area where you've got 2 defenders almost caught in no man's land, not really knowing who's gone for what.
Exactly, and then you've also got the goalkeeper second-guessing himself potentially as well.
Good header one there. Another ball forward will be captured by Daniel Vaughan.
Like to see a bit more of Catano and Brissan, I think. Feel like haven't seen enough of them so far in the opening quarter of this game.
Again, out from the back by Adelaide City. Franchisi is touched a little bit loose and it won back by Labasso. Him and Irabona again combining. Well done by Irabona. Finds himself to the byline. Needs to cut it back. Did try to do so, but again, goes straight to John Hall in goal.
It's a poor passage of play by Nicholas Franchese there. Adelaide City lost the ball in build-up. And
that's
then got
one back.
Yeah, and then got beaten far too easily on the side there by Irabona. Ooh.
That's another late one, which will be the 4th booking of the match as we just inch past a quarter of the way through the 90.
Yeah, we don't know what the odds are for a red card right now, but
they'd be increasing.
They'd be increasing. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, though, a lot of the tackles so far, there's been no malicious intent. It's just been late tackles or tactical fouls. So,
and they have all been yellows,
exactly,
realistically too.
No, very good refereeing so far.
But another
little bit ginger here.
Another set piece for Comets to put in the area and for Adelaide City to contend with. Maybe could and should be looking at that, what we spoke about just before, that sort of approach on this.
Well, now they've got, I believe that's Maverick Bardos, and he's going to swing it from the other side here. So let's see what he can deliver.
That one high, finds a head. Just really bouncing about the area. That one needs to be dealt with. Wasn't cleared by Laurie Latanzio, instead plays it back, and then let's be cleared. Smith. His ball took a deflection, but still managed to make it through by Smith. Luich needing to take it off. Kabidi cleared away. Another throw.
Such a poor touch by Kabidi when he brought it under control there. He had plenty of space ahead of him. That poor first touch just let the ball get away from him, and then it was easy for the Comets defender to come in and win the ball.
Bressan lets it go through the legs. Bressan still with it. He's just crowded out of moving into space. Laurie Latanzio. And again, they go back, City. Laurie Latanzio looks from distance, but there's just nothing there on that strike to remotely threaten the goal.
Why not? I mean, they haven't really had any shots on goal, so I don't mind it from Laurie Latanzio. If it opens up, then why not have a go? But I think you've got to produce a little bit better than that. That'll be the frustration of his teammates there.
Ball taken off of Labasso. Catano. They just seem to really crowd Adelaide City out whenever they have an option of a meaningful ball.
Well, we're talking about Comets as pressing, and Seb, I'm going to bring up my my fun stat that I found yesterday. But yeah, the passes per defensive action, and for the listeners, that's how many passes the opposition plays until you as a team initiated defensive action. It's good sweeping again by Vaughan. It's a good stat to measure the effectiveness of your pressing. And Comets are actually second bottom in that stat. I believe it's almost 10 passes that the opposition has on average against them before they initiate defensive action. So maybe they've actually had a look at that during the week and said, listen, if we want to start turning our season around, we've got to actually start working harder off the ball and putting more pressure on the opponent. And yeah, to bring this full circle, that's what they're doing today.
I'd say it's been a lot more on display. Like I just said, they've just been crowding Adelaide City out of any option that they have to have a pass out of an awkward area. They've just gotten rid of that threat. Labasso. It's a very long cross, probably not what he intended, to Irabona. Park. It's a low ball into the centre, cleared away.
It's incredible how versatile a player Labasso is and the different ways that he's been used. I mean, he's been a fullback, but then today we've actually seen him be a bit more central, but then he's actually peeling off and coming to this left-hand side of the pitch as well a lot of the time. kind of rotating with Irabona. I like that sort of movement from him so far.
Here they come again. Cross coming in, goes out of play. Heading back around the grounds. Adelaide United and Para Hills now underway, not too far from here at Service FM Stadium. And Campbelltown Croydon now underway in the men's NPL. Of course, only just underway, so 0-0 there. And Campbelltown City in the WNPL against West Torrens Bocalla. A 2-0 lead there now at the half-hour mark. Here comes City, and Laurie Latanzio goes down in the box. Not given by the referee, and maybe did go down a bit too easy.
And then didn't give a free kick there. So maybe just kind of letting it go both ways here. Yeah, I think that would have been a little bit soft had that been given, but I understand the frustration and the protest from Adelaide City.
It's nicely done by Kurut Komana there to give himself more time on the ball.
I actually think, if anything, Laura Latanzio probably held onto the ball too long, because Juan Gutierrez, who's actually just popping up in a really advanced position right now, and here he is actually. Ball's turned over, but he was making a run towards his back post. Actually, the Comets bench was calling out back post, because they could see the opportunity presenting itself for him to maybe get on the end of a cross. But unfortunately, Laurie Latanzio didn't see him.
Headed away. Just heading back quickly as well. Campbelltown now 3-0 up against West Torrens Bocalla in the WNPL. And that's now at half-hour mark. So already, as we saw last week, they're looking very good at the moment to, hopefully, for them, maintain a place in the WNPL for next season.
I'm going to take a guess and say Chelsea Dorber scored at least 2 of those goals.
I'm not sure, but I can probably find out at halftime.
Yeah, we probably can. And I'm also going to float the idea of whether Chelsea Dorber mid-season signing might be the best WNPL mid-season signing we've ever seen. Just totally rejuvenated that team, hasn't it?
Not only that, but adding
Claudia
Jenkins as well is...
Claudia Jenkins, yep.
Well, at least on for 2 clean sheets in a row already after their massive win against Uni last week.
I mean, I think we were talking about this before, aren't they? They're still a shout at actually making finals.
Yeah, absolutely.
They keep that up.
It's probably, it'll be hard, but it's still a chance, definitely. Probably the only team not able to make finals is the place we're at today.
Yeah, is Adelaide City.
Croatia and Modbury also now underway. That probably one of the bigger games of this round. The bottom 2 trying to climb above each other. So we'll definitely keep our eyes peeled for the goals as they come through there at the Croatian Sports Centre as well, not far from here.
Seems like the Comets bench has an issue with the distance where the wall is.
They have the free kick. It's taken from range, but wide of the goal completely.
For me, it actually looked like it might have been slightly less than 10 yards.
For those who aren't aware, we are right behind the Adelaide Comets bench, which is probably why they're all more audible than the
You might be aware
Adelaide
if you're catching it in the effects mic, so...
So, along with our running commentary, you'll probably get a bit of theirs as well.
Happy to PG yes. Translate whatever's being said.
Just a late little nick, I think, from Kabidi has given that foul.
A little bit of a soft one there.
Lujic to take. That was nicely worked there. That one not so much from Karkafiris. Still one back though. Stojanovic. Again, just crowded out of the ball there.
Good battle.
And still going for it, Stojanovic. His pressure helping his side win back possession, and then it's been turned over to City's way. Brissan to Catano.
Good
Has
foot.
Laurie Latanzio and does use him out wide, but is called as offside.
You got to stay on side there. Laurie Latanzio, that was a great move from Adelaide City. Just building with 1-2 touch passing through the middle, and then you've got to hold the line. You've got to look across there. Can't be off. It's frustrating. Weird one, is it? Because Comets are ahead, but I don't know about you, Seb. I don't feel like really either side's probably done enough to really earn a lead so far.
For the first 33 minutes now, it has flown by. It has been a pretty entertaining match all in all, to be honest.
You can definitely sense the... Oh, that's... Just take a touch there. Damian Lulic, but you can definitely feel the tension of this definitely being a late season game and, you know, finals and all that comes with that. Also, there's quite a bit of recent history between these two clubs, of course.
Only have to go back to last year. They had a finals game here at City Park. Lachlan Stead scoring 10 minutes in, Rafael Leai 2 minutes after that, and then Luis Laurie Latanzio just before the half, finishing off that game and putting Adelaide City through. That one, elimination final last year here at Adelaide City Park, so not far. not far back you have to go for a big game between these two in finals.
And probably this decade, the most notable game would be that grand final in 2022. What's that famous free kick by Mr. Nicholas Bucco?
Another ball over the top looking for Catano, and that will be a foul from him this time around.
Here's a question, Seb.
Yes.
That foul is arguably as tactical and as careless as maybe some of the fouls from the Comets defenders earlier on in the game. I mean, could you make an argument, just as a general football point, that something like that is also maybe a yellow? Or it's interesting how it's pursued differently because...
because it's the defender rather than... I think it's the advantage is perceived differently. As in, with that one before, that was against Catano. Was probably a little bit more of what's the word? A goal opportunity.
It's a goal scoring opportunity.
Whereas
goal
that in that case was, I agree, tactical and probably meant to do it, but because there wasn't that threat around the goal.
Personally, I don't think that's a yellow card. I just think it's interesting how they're very similar situations, but we perceive them quite differently as referees and also fans of the game.
Kabidi. Another turnover. Was looking for Ellenberger on the end of that. Noah Smith trying to turn past two.
Noah Smith getting into his bag there.
Laurie Latanzio now. Was looking for Weston in front of him, who's made his way high up the pitch and now finds himself out of position. Having to chase back now. Just behind there. That ball was for Matt Chandler.
I don't think Noah Smith was doing any Maradona spins in the A-League like that. Unless I missed one. Interesting, actually, of course he was at the Mariners last A-League season, just gone. And when he actually got his chance, I thought he wasn't too bad when he played, but obviously they decided to go elsewhere with their options at fullback.
And did win 2 trophies with the Mariners as well, probably most notably won the AFC Cup, the second tier of Asian competition, which is a big achievement for the Mariners and of course for Noah Smith as well.
And without playing, maybe an integral role, but, still pushing someone like being an understudy to someone like a Jacob Farrell and, a James McGarry when he was there, players that went on to make moves to Europe and have forging some decent careers at the moment. So, still to be in a squad with that quality is a testament to him.
Heading back around the grounds, thanks to One More LED and Sportal, it is flowing with goals at Campbelltown. This time with the men's side, Campbelltown 1-0 up against Croydon. They are 10 minutes in, and that one was a 7th-minute goal. A big one for Campbelltown there, with Croydon sitting in second place, and probably news to the ears of Metro Stars more than anything there. Irabona to try get a second for Comets, but that's a poor cross.
I reckon that cross there's got to go hard and low across the box from Irabona. Probably knows it. Still a chance though.
Turned over.
Irabona's working his socks off out of
He's
possession.
been very active today.
He's been super active. I think Comets bench would like some of the fellow attackers to join the party and bring the same intensity.
I think, yeah, notably him and Labasso have done pretty well together as a unit so far this afternoon, but just sort of lacking those final few touches in the final third to really make opportunities count.
And there's a real urgency here coming from the Comets side in front of us because, you know, like we said before, they've got a real opportunity here to come away with this for 3 points. So everything just becomes a little bit more heightened and important.
Laurie Latanzio! Just wide of the post.
We had that effort right at the start of the game, which was kind of in between a shot and a cross from a similar angle. Laurie Latanzio. This time that was definitely a shot on goal. And he had Vaughan definitely scrambling a little bit and a little bit worried, but just wide. He definitely seems the most likely right now for Adelaide City.
That one just a bit too much in front, gives the ball back to City in the final 5 minutes of the half, in which Adelaide Comets lead by an own goal from a cross from Aladdin Irabona.
Good pressing.
Carlo.
Good ball.
Another one over the top from Brissan, looking for Laurie Latanzio. Goes first time across the box and cleared away by Damian Luic.
I like how he crossed first time with his left foot there. Laurie Latanzio didn't hesitate. He had that opportunity earlier where maybe he hesitated a little bit, tried to take on the man. Well done by Labasso to win a free kick for Comets there, but went early across the box, good defending. Adelaide City have actually had some very good passages in this first half. They just have been able to capitalise with a shot on goal enough.
Free kick for Comets. Another header by Luic to Arvin Kokafiris. That one through the centre cutout and gives Adelaide City a counter-attack through Kabidi, but his touch just a little bit too strong. But Luic giving it away there. Right through to Brissan. Falls to Kurikwamana. Has the pressure on him. Gutierrez goes back to Lewis Kylo.
Yeah, I don't understand why Damian Luic couldn't maybe turn and just use his goalkeeper in that scenario. Because now the attack's still going.
Has been cut out momentarily. Irabona dropping deep. It's a good challenge by Franchisi. Catano on the edge of the box. Has the strike himself. Has to palm it away. And then a second from Laurie Latanzio. Saved with the legs of Daniel Vaughan.
Good saves by Daniel Vaughan. Very theatrical in nature, definitely the second one. Swing your boot at it, but Catano, bit of a shoot on sight policy there. He saw he had a chance to let fly from distance, and he did. Good save. Laurie Latanzio is completely free on the rebound. Couldn't generate enough power, really, on the follow-up. But they're building their case at the end of this first half, Seb.
Not long until the break. Corner coming in, punched away by Vaughan. And then another Laurie Latanzio strike, just going wide that time around.
He'll claim that was a pass back to Brissan.
Having a look around the grounds once again. 1-0 here, 0-0 between Croatia Raiders and Modbury. Para Hills and Adelaide United 0-0 there. Campbelltown, as said a little bit earlier, 1-0 up against second place Croydon. Those are all the men's MPL games going on right now. And then in the WMPL, Campbelltown City 3-0 up as they are about to enter the half-time break. And Salisbury Inter and Adelaide Uni up at Mount Barker 0-0 just getting underway there. Having a look at State League 1 as well. West Adelaide 1-0 down to Sturt Lions at Kilburn. Blue Eagles and South Adelaide a 1-1 draw there. Cumberland 1-0 up against Cobras. Here's Kabidi cutting it back into the area. Bouncing up and needing to be captured by Daniel Vaughan. And just finishing off those results there. Cumberland 1-0 up against Cobras, and less than 20 minutes in, Salisbury United and Cove. Salisbury 2-1 up in less than 20 minutes. So a few goals happening up in the north there.
That's that Raiders Modbury game. I just feel like that's a huge game for Modbury in particular, because Raiders have definitely found a bit of a spark, a bit more of a competitiveness, of course, since the change of coach. But Modbury, having watched them last week in particular, they feel like they're at a bit of a crossroads at the moment where they need to, you know, really sort of get a result and quickly.
Cross comes in. Header was there, might get a second opportunity unless it is cleared away. Falls to Luich, needs to act quickly. And again, nearly caught off guard was Matt Chandler. Canadian going down the wing. Another loose pass, gives it to Kabidi. He himself has a bit of space to go into himself. Good cut out there. Here, Rabona gets the touch. And another one of those nice little passes.
Is that a Rabona?
Yeah, it was.
It's a Rabona. Wow.
They are confident at the moment.
By young, it was young Jake Ellenberger as well. The other option could have been turning and playing the simple pass.
Playing a regular pass.
Yeah. He went for the fancy pass.
Into additional time here. Not sure how long of which we will have added on, but has only been the one goal, few yellows, maybe 2 or 3 minutes would be my guess.
Yeah, probably 2. Adelaide City got to make sure they see out the half.
And for Comets, they might even look to get a second before the break. Cross comes in low. And it just falls to John Hall. Not even that. Less than a minute of added time here at Adelaide City Park, in which Comets lead through an own goal across from Aladni Rabona, deflected off Lewis Kylo, giving them the lead for the moment. Christian, your thoughts so far?
Yeah, a goal which kind of came against the run of play a little bit. And to be honest, I don't think we said it during the half, and I still feel this way at half-time, that I don't think really either team has been significantly better than the other and maybe deserved a lead yet in this game. But when you get to this stage of the season and you got players out and maybe you're not in the best sort of form, you've just got to find a way to win games. And I think Adelaide Comets at the moment, it's kind of turning into that sort of performance. So the first sort of 15 minutes of the second half is going to be huge, because Adelaide City have got enough to look at from that first half to see if they can build on it going into this second half. And Comets now have to come out and really protect this lead.
Of course, you just see on your screen there, don't forget, Federation Cup final between Metro Stars and Croatia Raiders, as well as the Apex Steel WMPL WSL Cup final with West Adelaide and Football SA is next Saturday, the 12th of July. Head to footballsa.com.au/tickets to grab your tickets for that one. Halftime score here at Adelaide City Park. Don't go anywhere. Adelaide City 1, Adelaide City 0.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
What I'm excited about the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
The community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans with sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect mix.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
It's deemed as an Italian club. That's a bit fictitious. They called it Salisbury Internationale because that's what it was. It was full of internationals from all walks of life, and it continues to be that. Obviously we had an Italian background, right, but throughout the 50 years, it's been a big dynamics, and it's still changing, so it's great.
I think it's an exciting opportunity. Obviously the new State League 2 system, got the North and South, and I think the final series is definitely something that we want to be a part of and want to be involved in, so it's definitely an exciting opportunity.
Yeah, when I seen State League 2 North, I was all over it. I don't want to travel at all, so I was all about it. Wife was all about it.
Always been a northern boy. I'm 30 seconds down the road. Played for this club for 4 years a while ago, and it's just my family as well, been here as well, so it means a lot.
Everyone around the club's been so welcoming. All the people on the committee and around the club were so nice from day one, and same with the players. Got some nice experienced players out here who are really nice and welcoming to some of our younger players, so that's been really nice to have.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills and meet new friends. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
For Scamitzi against Ulash. Still trying to win against Scamitzi. Oh, and a save with the legs from Delangus. The space to run into. Amanda has one in the centre. Does reach him. Needs to find the angle for the hit. And it's a good save by Woodlands. Taking it out for a corner.
Even better save this one than the previous one.
Stam as well. Yeah. Oh, Signorello, what a save! He puts a fist behind it and sends it for a corner.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Hello, welcome back for the second half here at Adelaide City Park at Oakden. 1-0 to the away side. Adelaide Comets through an own goal. And as we start the second half here, Christian Marchetti, Adelaide City didn't look too bad to end the half, but they still need that little bit more to try and get at least a goal back to get them in the conversation for 3 points this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think they played too badly at all in the first half. The issue was that they didn't test Dan Vaughan enough in the Comets goal. As here come Comets early on.
Labasso with the cross in and then the header! 20 seconds in! Come on! Gives them an immediate 2-goal buffer.
That is an unbelievable cross from Jaden Labasso. You could not ask for a better delivery than that. But Daniel Brisson caught on the ball right in the middle of the pitch to start the half. As soon as he lost it, Vaspajas just looked away in disgust. He was furious with that because he could see what was unfolding. Comets moving forward. That is an incredible cross. And we talked about Labasso in the first half. He used to be a fullback, and that's why he can deliver with real quality. And I believe I think it might have been Jake Ellenberger it was Jake Ellenberger with the header. Superb header, by the way, into the bottom corner. Gave Hall no chance.
On his starting debut, 20 seconds into the half, and we were only talking about it pretty much as the goal went in. City haven't looked bad, but
yeah,
this is unexpected.
And the whole, I felt like the game would change when the first goal went in. Like, now it's going to be a real battle here, because you'd expect the Adelaide Comets to really look to now either get a third goal and put this game to bed, or maybe look to protect what they have. But now they're in a very, very good position. I mean, the old adage in football is that 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline, to be fair. But, you know, when Adelaide City they've had a few chances, but it hasn't been like a barrage or anything like that. I actually get the feeling from the technical area below us that they want a third goal. They want them to go on and put this game to bed. And why wouldn't you? How about the reaction as well around us? See a lot of Comet supporters and parents and whatnot are on our side here, and the reaction to that goal, you could feel what a big goal that was for them. And the quality of it too. Excellent goal.
So 3 minutes into the second half. Adelaide City just needing something now really to push them in any way forward in this match, because really it's almost like they've been caught off guard twice for two different goals.
Well, I think the Comets bench here have a case for that. Lewis Kilo wasn't looking at the ball at all.
Here's another one over the top. Daniel Vaughan is there to clear away pretty spectacularly.
It's pretty agricultural clearance, but yeah, that last attack there for Comets Kilo, no real eye contact on the ball at all. It's almost one of those shepherds like you see in AFL. And yeah, I think they had a case there, Comets, that he'd probably blocked the run of Ellenberger, who, by the way, has been a very nice fit today for Comets up front.
Just getting caught in two minds there, and Jaden Labasso's one-on-one with John Hall. John Hall does well to capture against the oncoming Jaden Labasso, and that could have been a third.
And now here come Adelaide. His game's just totally broken open since that goal. Total basketball game that we're seeing now. But Labasso there, I think he was caught between two minds, whether to shoot and go maybe underneath the goalkeeper or even chip him. or to go around him. A few challenges going in now too.
We had the 4 yellows in the first half, and already less
players like dropping like flies at the moment.
As we go into 5 minutes, it's a lot more really, just anything.
It's challenges flying in now. It's a good intensity though, isn't it?
Mm.
This is what you want from both teams, and I know the goal has changed that, but now you've got Adelaide City playing with even more desperation.
Collision there, but Izzy Cooper allows it to be played on. Clearance forward. All the options were offside if anyone were to touch it in white.
So you've got that added desperation from Adelaide City, but then you've got Comets growing in confidence, feeling like they can really put this game to bed. You want to hope, if you're a Comets supporter, that opportunity there for Labasso doesn't come back to haunt them at all in this game.
Mm. Back around the grounds. Of course, 2-0 here. Croatia and Modbury 0-0. Adelaide United now 1-0 up against Para Hills, and Campbelltown and Croydon, with not long until the half, blocked it 1-0. And then in the WMPL, Campbelltown now 4-0 up against West Torrens Burkalla in the second half.
Wow.
And Salisbury Inter and Adelaide Uni up at Mount Barker. Inter 2-1 there as they are into additional time up at the summit.
So we checked the half-time. Chelsea Dorber had only scored 1 goal, but maybe she scored a second.
Gotten second now.
Just an unbelievable turnaround that team's having.
Might look to go back to John Hall, and they do so. Catano just dropping there to receive the ball, and it worked out well. Falls to Bressan, goes first time.
It's a good chance. Kind of something out of nothing in a way. There's a change here for Adelaide City.
Fergus Lynch to come on as well as Bruce Kamau. Oliver Weston to come off. And then also Binyam Kabidi to be the other change off the pitch.
And you might think that would mean Noah Smith maybe going to left back, but they haven't done that. They've actually dropped a Nicholas Franchisi to left back and Fergus Lynch into midfield with Kurukamana, and then it seems Kamau and Kabidi's just a like-for-like substitution. Franchisi's shown that he can be serviceable as a fullback, particularly last season with Paul Pezos. Maybe Vasparas thinks that Fergus Lynch can offer a little bit more in the midfield area.
Bruce Kamau yet to really make an impact for Adelaide City. Has been injured for quite a long period and is probably one of the big signings of the season in the NPL. Catano finds himself wide, puts a ball into the area which just goes straight to Daniel Vaughan. But
for Kamau, it's difficult to give any sort of judgment as to how his time at Adelaide City has gone so far, because you're right, he just hasn't been fully fit. And then you just think of the options that they have if everyone is fully fit between Buko, Kamau, Nora Latanzio, and then defensively now with someone like Noah Smith. So I think that's even a game like this when you're 2-0 down, can you get some good minutes into him? Can he get a goal? Something like that. Something that you can bring into next week if you can't come back from this deficit.
Two-time Australia Cup winner. Has been with a few clubs in the A-League, Adelaide United, the Wanderers, Melbourne City as well. Winning the A-League with Adelaide United, of course.
Oh.
And that's a giveaway there. Outside of the boot, ball goes forward. Maybe a bit too much for Jake Ellenberger to get on the end of.
Bit of a Steven Gerrard impression there from Nicholas Francesi. Luckily, John Hall was sweeping up the ball in behind.
That's a good ball for Laurie Latanzio. It's taken off him and he was offside once again anyway.
Yep. Hasn't been a great part of his game today. Laurie Latanzio. Just gone too early. Maybe been a little bit lazy looking across the line. Caught offside. Looks like Comets are readying a sub.
Maybe even a double sub.
This is the challenge that they've got now with this lead, is how you best manage it, how you best manage the next sort of 35, maybe 40 if you include stoppage time.
Kamau and Lynch, probably the two most experienced players to be on that Adelaide City bench. They have Luca Allman, who has had a few games and 2 goals this season. Dayan Kafuta yet to make his first team debut. Dion Petropoulos only making his debut a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
So they've really just put on the experience they have. And even saying that, Kamau, 30 years of age, Fergus Lynch still only 21.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to see if we see actually Dayan Kafuta at some point. He's watched a bit of him actually in the 18s and reserves for Adelaide City, and yeah, he's got something about him that he could perhaps offer off the bench. And you know, the longer this game goes on at 2-0, and if Adelaide City aren't able to really create and build their case to get back into this game, then you are more inclined to actually go, hey, let's chuck on a Luca Allman or a Kafuta and just kind of give these guys an opportunity and throw something different at Comets.
So Luca Allman in particular has been a very good impact from the bench. Mainly only started the one game and has just double-checking a 3-goal contribution.
Am I right in saying that he got a crucial goal, I think, against Playford away earlier on the season? Yeah.
Ball coming into the area, cleared upwards as the sun has started to come out here at Oakton. We did suspect that there could have been a bit of rain, but it looks like, you know, I'm not going to jinx it. I'm going to stop talking there. To be honest.
Yeah, you've got to be careful there. But it's actually perfect football weather at the moment. And now I fear that I've just jinxed it. So
was a little bit cloudy before, but the sun's really come out now, and it's behind us, which is a good thing, so we don't have to stare directly into it. Ball going out of play once again. Now they will make that double substitution. Adelaide Comets. Nicholas Robinson and Jake Dorsey to both come on.
Ellenberger as well. Great game for him. You can see he's getting a real rap here as he comes off by the Comets coaching staff, and he deserves it, you know, and it's been nothing spectacular. He's scored a goal and he's worked really hard off the ball, and he's just played his role, hasn't he? And that's all you can ask for as a coach. You got Nicholas Robinson coming on as well, former Adelaide City player. I believe in the 18s and reserves. Adelaide City needs someone to get their foot on the ball and actually try and take this game by the scruff of the neck. Because right now I'm struggling to see the route for a pathway back into this game. It just feels like it's kind of fizzled out since that second goal, to be honest.
Nicholas Stojanovic, that other one to come off. Probably has been a bit quiet today, I think, especially when you're looking at, you know, foreign players to come in and really make an impact. Probably not having a standout performance this afternoon.
No, but, you know, I don't know if this is the type of game, if you're a Comets coach looking at it or a supporter looking at it, that you're actually looking for necessarily a swashbuckling, you know, unbelievable performance from anyone. What you're looking for at this stage of the season is players to do their jobs and do their roles, play their roles well, and execute the game plan, because that's what's going to get you results late in the season. And at the moment, that's what they've done. It's a good ball.
Another ball forward, needs to find the cross right. And it just is all wrong there.
Oh, the end product's been very, very poor from Adelaide City all day today. And sorry, so I be honest, I don't even think last week it was that great either. But I think Modbury didn't pose the same sort of attacking threat that Comets have posed today, and that's probably been the difference between the two Adelaide City performances or games from last week to this week a little bit as well.
Yeah, last week they were the better of two probably bad performances from.
Yeah, that would be my view. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, you do have to get the results, as we say. So
just a late one there on Labasso.
I've got a real admiration of the synchronized. The synchronized protesting. It's like it's choreographed here from the Adelaide Comets bench.
Have a look back around the grounds just after this free kick as well. Really just sneaking that free kick in there. Goes back out wide. Park goes low in the box, but it is cleared away. That's a poor touch from Yuki Katano.
Very poor.
Looking around the grounds once again, Croatia and Modbury 0-0 at half-time, as is United and Para Hills. Adelaide United 1-0 up there in Elvis Markov's first game in charge of the youth team. And Campbelltown and Croydon still at half-time with 1-0 there. In the WMPL, Campbelltown 4-0 up against West Torrens Burkalla in the 65th minute. We'll hold that there as we see another opportunity come forward, but John Hall too strong there. And then just again up at Mount Barker, Salisbury into 2-1 against Adelaide University.
Couple chances now to seal the game. They had the Labasso opportunity about 10 or so minutes ago. And that one there, just a really lucky deflection. And it broke for Jake Dorsey. Good sweeping again by John Hall.
He's probably going to be one of the more disappointed Adelaide City players.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got an own goal and you're almost caught off guard in the
Good ball.
first 30 seconds of a half.
Again. You know, I think the takeaway though from that, Lorenzenzo's offside again, but it's good execution of the pass. It's a good movement. And if it's better timed, then he's in behind. So he's just got to time his run. Just hasn't been able to get that right today, for whatever reason.
That one will just roll out of play. And just another quickly look at State League 1. Sturt in the 67th minute, 1-0 up at Kilburn against West Adelaide. Blue Eagles and South Adelaide. Blue Eagles 2-1 up against South Adelaide. Half-time as well at Cumberland and Cobra is the home side, 1-0 up there. Vipers and Fulham United 0-0 20 minutes in. And Salisbury United in the Cove at half-time 3-0. So a lot going on up in the north. Franchisi had to be quick there, goes to Noah Smith's chest.
Yep, Cove certainly going for it in terms of promotion, aren't they? Of course, the Ride Out boys, new signings. Great ball.
Another one over the top from Avril Bardos to try and touch down. Doesn't get it initially, and Franchisi comes in to get rid. Another throw.
You know, there's plenty of time for Adelaide City here to mount a comeback for sure. That would be the saving grace at the moment.
It is a little bit coincidental as well. Comets Adelaide City did play here a couple weeks ago on the WMPL, and Comets were 4-0 up there. And then Adelaide City, I guess you can call it almost a comeback. They scored 3 goals in 10 minutes to make it 4-3. And that was only maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's a good header in.
I do feel, though, the way this game has gone, that a third Comets goal would absolutely bury any hope of an Adelaide City comeback. But as we know, 2-1 is very different to 2-0, and it only takes you 5 seconds, 10 seconds to orchestrate something and score a goal in football. So, yeah. Oh.
It's a good turn and a good pass, finding Minson Park. Back to Robinson.
Good ball.
Goes wide to Irabona. Maybe just a bit too fancy with that touch there.
He had the opportunity to just bounce the ball inside the Dorsey. I think he expected him to maybe make the run in behind. Asking maybe a little bit too much there, Irabona. Good ball by Nicholas Robinson there, just before that.
Lynch looking long for the ball, and Laurie Latanzio headed away by Park. Will fall for Maverick Bartos, who goes clears in first time forward and nearly makes the pass off. John Hall having to take off his cap to make the clearance.
I wouldn't be able to stand having to wear a cap as a goalkeeper during a game. I reckon it would just drive me crazy.
Another long ball throw forward. Battling on the floor there, Catano, and that will be cleared into the stands.
Our match officials today are certainly getting, certainly having to use their diplomacy skills. Let's put it that way.
Another free kick. Go a little way through to Hall. Just some urgency is needed, I think, from Adelaide City at the moment. As they get forward again, it's a good through ball, but again, John Hall able to slide and capture timingly.
2 options there for Maverick Bartos. He had Irabona and Labasso breaking in behind. Been a little bit disappointed with Lewis Kilo and his distribution today, to be honest.
Dorsey to Labasso. Just pokes it through for Dorsey again. Robinson on the edge of the area. Gets it taken off of him. And a long ball forward, looking for Laurie Latanzio. Will get on the end of it and won't be offside this time. Still needs to keep the ball, though, right up against Minson Park.
Well, you mentioned the offside. That was the first thing I looked at, was the linesman on the far side when that ball went over the top, but held his run that time. Laurie Latanzio.
Kukumana. Back to Lewis Kilo, as you were just talking about.
He's just had a couple of cheap giveaways today playing out, and he's usually pretty good user of the ball as a centre back. Kilo, ooh. Fergus Lynch totally unfazed, even though maybe that boot was a little bit high there by Nick Robinson. Actually, looks like he's just gathering himself now.
A few loose balls are being the undoing of both sides, to be honest, today, more so in the fact of Adelaide City. Comets coming forward again. Park with the cross. Irabona with the strike. Gets taken out for a corner.
Well, it feels increasingly more like we're going to see a third Comets goal here than a first goal for Adelaide City. Irabona maybe just hesitated slightly on the touch there.
Another corner comes in. Header is there, cleared away. Adelaide City look to be summoning a substitute, and it does look like Dayan Kafuta is getting instructions.
Yep.
Will be his first team debut. Has been on the bench before, was against Metro in round 13, but didn't come on that day. But does look like he's getting instructions to make an impact in the final 20 minutes, which is sometimes, I guess, a good thing when you have a sort of a young, unknown quantity, which is sort of, I guess, the Adelaide United way of how they've done things over the past few years.
Well, I mean, why not, right? And more to the point, with the game in its current state, like I felt they were more likely to score in the first half than what we've seen so far in the second half, to be honest. So nothing's really going for you. You're 2-0 down. Let's chuck on the young boy and see what he can do, right? I think it's a good change.
That's probably one thing that Adelaide City have done quite well this year, is they have involved a lot more of their young players and their reserves players into the first team lineup every couple of weeks. You see just now Dayan Kafuta, Freddie Muller as well made his debut this year. Alessio Bovalina has had a few appearances off the bench. And Oliver Weston, another perfect example of thrusting him into the starting 11.
Yeah. And I guess Vaspar Haas as well, coming from that Adelaide United system, working with that NPL squad, seeing the benefit of young players getting that opportunity, and he's come into here, into Adelaide City with that mindset.
Daniel Brisson off, and it is a first team debut for Dayan Kafuta, number 34 on his back, and already kind of needing to really make an impact.
It looks like he's going to play off this left-hand side, on the near side to us. Here's Seb, Kafuta. Yeah, Brisson, who I thought was actually, he was decent last week against Modbury. We know what he can do. Last season was very good, of course, with his goal scoring. A little bit quiet today, I felt. Oh.
Catano from range. Just over the bar, but getting shots off is a start for them.
Catano is not afraid to shoot from 20 plus out, right? So that's got to be a message, I think, from the Comets bench, to make sure when he turns on that ball, he's got to see a body. Oh, nice play.
Some rush passes, but still worked out pretty well. Here is the youngster. Back post, shot, bouncing about.
Oh.
And that will be a free kick.
That's a huge chance. That's your route back into the game right there. Laura Latanzio just couldn't get the height on the shot. I think from there, if he just blasts it into the roof of the net, goes for elevation, makes it difficult for the keeper. And then Kafuta was in there on the rebound.
Catano wins the ball back, just being held maybe slightly, and advantage is played.
That's actually the other thing which will make these Comets players feel pretty confident that they can see this out is you've got, like what we've been talking about, one of the better goalkeepers probably in the league, in Dan Vaughan. So even if you are breached defensively, you can maybe rely on him to make a miraculous save and bail you out like that. It's a big thing for any team to have.
Adelaide City, though, at the moment, just being in and around the box and threatening slightly.
A little bit better this last few minutes.
It's well done there. Flick back through. Kafuta is there.
Oh.
Has it taken off of him.
Chandler, I think, in there.
Had to be careful as well. He's on a booking,
yep.
The Canadian.
Honestly, since that moment, he's actually been pretty faultless defensively, Matthew Chandler.
Still kept. I think that was Fergus Lynch.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit of it's one of those, why not sort of efforts.
I was caught off guard as to why he was so far up the pitch.
It's one of those why not. It's one of those ones where you go, why not? And then you see the ball trickle over towards the corner flag and you go, oh, that's why not.
That's why not.
Yeah.
A defender's finish, I think.
Yeah. Good that Kafuta's actually really put himself about in this 5 so minutes that he's been on the pitch. Here he is again.
On the ball again. Having to go against Minson Park.
Want a free kick?
She's responding to the crowd. She's responding to the crowd. Body on body.
Another cross coming in. A low ball, in fact. Kitano.
Oh.
That one's just unnecessary.
Kind of sums it up a little bit today. So far, anyway. I don't want to rule them out yet. Adelaide City. You just had too many moments like that. Lack of cohesion. We talk about like a lot of those offsides as well. You know, players not really being on the same wavelength.
Kurukamana finds Laura Latanzio.
Ooh.
That one could have been a bit late from Kakafiris, but still moving on. Ball comes into the centre. It's Chandler again. Another low ball into the centre. Just a flex. And Dorsey on the ball.
That's the failed tactical foul attempt by Kakafiris. In the end, defence stood up.
It's another late one. Just, I think, nicking the heels. "12 minutes left. Time slowly becoming more so the enemy of Adelaide City. As Comets come forward again. Across. Headed away by Franchisi. Kafuta. His ball forward not working out. That one just coming off the head somehow of Labasso. I don't think he knew too much about it. A few falls there, and that's an awkward one for Labasso, holding his arm, which he does already have strapped up.
He's got that, I think it might be his right shoulder.
Actually.
He's got that left wrist strapped up.
Can hear him in a bit of pain, Jaden Labasso.
Yeah.
Has been good this afternoon.
Oh, I mean, that cross alone makes this a good performance from him. That was just, yeah. Can't wait to watch that one back after the game. It was excellent assist for that second goal.
Labasso does come off. You'd imagine they would look at Harry Thomas as a possible option to come on off the bench for him. With not long left, probably isn't a bad option to have.
That would be another Comets sub who used to play for Adelaide City. Harry Thomas, of course, was here last season. Which is always another sort of reason for maybe bringing a player off the bench. Used to be here, maybe has a point to prove, can come on, work hard, help see out the game.
Does look like he will continue, so certainly feels fine enough to play on. Trapped in the corner there. Out for a City throw. They need to really make these ones count when they're in that attacking third.
Yep, set pieces. When you're 2-0 down late in the game, become even more valuable.
Another edge of the box. That was Kafuta again. All the way wide, needs to be chased down by Kamau. Keeps it in play. Now has to go one-on-one with Park. Elects not to. Good challenge there. Although Kurukamana still keeping it. That's a poor touch. Nearly leaving it loose for anybody to get on the end of. Laurie Latanzio.
It's a foul, yeah.
Free kick.
Doesn't need to do that. Economopoulos. You've got a second defender with you. You're doubling up. Central area. Just stand your ground. You're probably going to win the ball anyway. And now you've given up a free kick in a really dangerous area.
Well, Athletes, I think it's only kind of called this Bucco area. Bucco range even.
And we mentioned that 2022 grand final earlier. Adelaide Comets know all too well about that. But unfortunately, you can't bring him from the stand to come and take this.
Just 1-1.
Yeah.
It will be Laurie Latanzio from this free kick. You'd imagine goes direct. But here is Laurie Latanzio. Goes low. And
never likely. No.
Labasso seems to be fine after going down only a few moments ago.
You know, even if he was, maybe actually we've got Harry Thomas getting some instructions right in front of us right now, so maybe he is going to come off.
And it probably, if he is even slightly sore, it's probably not worth the risk.
Well, there's that, but also maybe knowing Jaden Labasso and he is very much an Adelaide Comets man, right? And this is an important game for them. Maybe he's said, hey, keep me on. I want to make sure that we see out the result. You know, there's always a bit of that too. But, yeah, I reckon based on Harry Thomas getting some instructions, we're going to see him come on for Labasso most likely.
It's a nice pass slip through there by Kylo.
Great ball. Oh.
It's another offside flag coming up.
You think Faz Parhas is going to talk about offsides at some point next week? Timing runs?
Not long left, just going back around the grounds once again. Won't go through all the results, but I think one that we have had our eye on is Salisbury United and Cove. Salisbury, 57th minute, 4-3.
That might end up 6-4 to someone, the way that's going. 7-6, 6-5.
No goals all around the NPL since we last checked in. 1-1 between Campbelltown. Oh, sorry, I do lie there. Parrot Hills are now 1-1 against Adelaide United just before the hour mark. And 0-0 still between Croatia and Modbury. And then in the WNPL, Inter still 2-1 up against Berks, and Campbelltown 6-0 against West Orangeburg Calla as this ball comes in.
6-0?
Yeah.
They're going to have back-to-back 6-0s.
I was about to say, I'm pretty
sure,
God. Yes.
That's unbelievable.
And they do have Adelaide Comets second place next week. Campbelltown in the WNPL, so a big one for them.
Well, it goes to show what can happen at this level, whether it's men's or women's. You make a couple of key changes to your team and things can change really quickly. Sorry, Seb, Comets just made a change.
So it is Harry Thomas to come on, but it's Anthony Mavrolan Bardos to come off, and Jaden Labasso on the ball now. stays and might complete the 90.
Yeah, I reckon he's told him, hey, I'm not coming off. I reckon there's a bit of that going on, if I had to guess.
Carlo and then Lynch with a
I reckon
ball forward.
The Comets bench are going to get out some markers in a minute. Marking out exactly where the ball went out. Make sure. I mean, with the throw-ins, every player does it, don't they?
Yeah.
Stepping forward, moving forward.
Harry Thomas gets it to Park and then Park back to Thomas.
Worked out.
Labasso with another cross in. Not as perfect as the goal. But you can hear the encouraged Comets bench. Happy with how they're going at the moment.
At this point, it's about keeping a clean sheet, you would think. Staying solid defensively for Comets.
Daniel Vaughan looking for his 6th clean sheet and is on for it. With 4 minutes left in this. Can't imagine there'll be too many. Probably only Cody Ostrike is probably above him. I imagine he would be second. I don't have the sheet in front of me of how many clean sheets per goalkeeper, but that would be my rough guess that only probably Cody Ostrike would be number 1. Of course, Metro in action tonight at 8 p.m. against West Torrens Burkalla.
It's an interesting game, that one. Burkalla, found some form.
And especially with the way that Croatia and Modbury game's going at the moment, still 0-0, they can start to almost pull away a little bit.
Yeah, and speaking of pulling away from those two, Comets seeing this out, and they can start to think about, okay, being a finals team as opposed to staving off relegation. Which, I'll be honest, I don't think you'd think Adelaide Comets have too much quality in their team to get involved in anything like a relegation battle late in the season.
Adelaide Comets readying another double substitution. Paniotis, Politis to come on, as well as Thomas King for his debut.
Well, it's a good situation to bring on a debutant, isn't it? 2-0 up, a few minutes left. Give him a run.
Both just receiving instructions at the moment, so probably won't come on until additional time, which we're inching towards.
And there's probably that eye on, we were here last night for that WNPL game, and Flinders United used their subs really well in injury time to waste time, and I think Comets are probably going to do something similar. And why wouldn't you? If you've got the opportunity, then you can.
Cross comes in from Kamau, but there's
no
one there.
It's just another attack which is fizzled out because one player is thinking one thing and the other isn't reading it. And it's just been a consistent theme of Adelaide City's attacking play all afternoon.
Another goal kick for Comets with a minute left of normal time. Cut out by Kylo. Kafuta unable to keep control of that. That has been a spark off the bench and might have another opportunity if they can get this ball forward to do a bit more magic. Cleared forward and Labasso unable to get past Noah Smith, and that is a nice touch.
That's excellent defending by Noah Smith. Made that look so much easier than what it was.
Sliding challenge there, won't make it. Out wide to Bruce Kamau. And another.
And that's also
good
excellent
sliding.
defending, yep.
Taken away and then put back forward for Park. Kurukamana flicks it up in the air and does go down and wins a free kick.
Yeah.
Here are those substitutions for Adelaide Comets.
Bit
as
of
we
afters
see a
here.
little bit of a push and shove between Labasso and Franchisi.
It's just all a lot of nonsense, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, there was a maybe late tackle, a little bit of an altercation. Let's get on with it.
And he will be the one to make way.
And that's both players, by
Jaden
the way.
Labasso.
I just want
Yes.
to clarify, yeah, just to get on with it, right? You know.
And Aladni Rabona. So those, the combination
Yeah.
of those two
Great game.
coming off and have had a great game.
Yeah, great game from both. And Irabona, of course, instrumental in that first goal. But his pressing today, his work rate off the ball, both of them actually, has been superb. But I think this game we're going to remember that that cross for that second goal from Labasso. One of the crosses of the season, potentially. That was superb to find Ellenberger for that header.
So those two substitutions, most notably Thomas King for his Comets debut, effectively stepping up as we see Adelaide City enter the box, but Daniel Vaughan is there.
So Noah Smith just took matters into his own hands on that passage of play.
Yeah, so Thomas King joining from Seaford Rangers in State League 2 South. 13 matches and 8 goals for them this season, moving over into NPL. It's a big step up to not only, to just completely skip State League 1 from State League 2 South, but clearly they see something in him that nobody else has yet.
That's right. They must see something in him, because that is a bit of a risk, maybe even at that goal level, at that goal return. What's that, 8 and 13? You said.
Yeah, and I want to say they actually played against Seaford in the Cup.
I think they played Mobry Vista. I know they played Mobry Vista. I don't know if they played.
I'll have to double check. I feel like they play Seaford in the Cup, and if so, I do wonder if Thomas King got on the score sheet against them that day, and that might have been a reason as to why he's moved over.
Nope. That's easy.
Another one down the wing with a cross coming in. Once again, a good capture.
Vaughan's owned his 6-yard box all day. Actually, both keepers have done really well protecting their boxes. I reckon we're probably about a couple minutes away from this one being done, Seb. Pretty comfortable this second half, you have to say, for Comets.
And we will just have a final look around the grounds as this one just winds down. Croatia and Modbury 0-0. 65th minute, 67th minute at Surface FM Stadium. Adelaide United 2-1 up against Para Hills, and 66th 1-0 between Campbelltown and Croydon. And then in the WMPL, Salisburyans are now 3-1 up against Adelaide Uni, and Campbelltown and West Torrens Burkalla at full time. That one finishing 7-0.
Wow.
Which is incredible. And for West Torrens Burkalla, that also does make it, in the last 3 games, a 7-1 loss, a 5-2 loss, and a 7-0 loss for Burks there.
Maybe, maybe that game tells us more about Burkalla than Campbelltown, in a way.
Comets come forward again into nearly the 5th minute of additional time, looking for just a finisher, maybe. Just shouting for him to play the ball out to Thomas King. Here is Thomas King. And into the trees that one goes, but that'll be where full time is called, and a big 3 points for Adelaide Comets is secured.
Yep, huge 3 points. Seb, you got that feeling coming in today, watching the warm-up from the Adelaide Comets and all the rest of it, that they knew today was a massive game, not just to get into the winner's circle, but also their hopes of making the finals and keeping that aspiration alive. And they've come in, they've been clinical. They've scored 1 goal that was a little bit fortuitous. Then they've scored a really good goal straight after half-time, which really kind of secured this win. Because after that, we have to say that Adelaide City a very lackluster second half in particular. Going forward, didn't really offer too much by the way of chances, and in the end, for me, a pretty comfortable away win for Comets. This is going to give them a huge amount of confidence moving forward. Your player of the match, to put you on the spot once again as I did last night? I should have been thinking about this. I'll give it to Jaden Labassa, because I think the pressing and the work off the ball that he did all day, combined with that marvellous assist, that cross, I'll give it to him. Perfect. Of course, don't forget, you already just seen on your screens, Cup final next Saturday. West Adelaide versus Football SA at 2:30 p.m. And then right after that, Metro Stars versus Adelaide Croatia Raiders at 5. The massive day at Service FM Stadium. Make sure you get your tickets at footballsa.com.au/tickets to get those ones, and don't miss out on what will be an epic day. Full time here at Adelaide City Park. I've been Seb O'Neill, Christian Marchetti. Thank you for joining me once again. No worries. Our extended doubleheader is finished. And a pretty grim doubleheader for Adelaide City. Yes. we have to be honest. Yes. But listen, at least the men's team is still very much in the hunt of making finals and still having a successful season. Full time here in Oakden at Adelaide City Park. Adelaide City 0, Adelaide Comets 2.